Hey there, and welcome. Sometimes the biggest life lessons, they don't come from some fancy book or a lecture hall. Nope. They come from those simple, everyday chats you have with your friends. And today, we're going to dive into one of those conversations to pull out some seriously powerful wisdom. So, what can a chat about cats and pasta really teach us about life? I know, it sounds pretty random, right? But stick with me here, because what you're about to see is how these totally ordinary stories, about workplace stress, kitchen disasters, clumsy accidents, they actually hold the keys to some big stuff, solving problems, finding love, and even building up your confidence. Okay, so first up, let's talk about problems and creative solutions. We're going to see how things like cookies and pizza can solve more than you might think. We're talking about those little creative gestures that can fix those everyday frustrations we all deal with, whether it's at the office or, around the family dinner table. All right, so picture this. You've got Tom. Tom's the talker. He's super friendly, loves telling jokes, and is absolutely obsessed with his cat, Ginger. I mean, he's got like 50 photos ready to go on his phone. And then you have Sarah. She's the new person. She's super focused, and all she wants is a little bit of quiet to get her work done. It's that classic workplace mismatch, right? And it was causing a whole lot of stress. So, what was the solution? It wasn't some stuffy meeting with HR. No, a colleague named Paul came up with this brilliant, simple cookie break plan. He saw the problem. Sarah was getting stressed. He made a plan, buy coffee and some huge chocolate cookies. And then he just went for it, stood up straight, smiled, and announced, "Time for a cookie break." That small act of kindness just totally shifted the energy in the room, stopped the cat photo slideshow, and got everyone back on track. It's just a perfect example of social intelligence in action. That cookie break was kind of like a small reset button. But, sometimes a problem is just too far gone, and the only real solution is to scrap the whole thing and start fresh. Which brings us from the office to a family kitchen. This is the hilarious question Emily's dad asked after her brother, David, tried to make a surprise pasta dinner. So, in a moment of distraction, he grabbed the sugar instead of the salt for the tomato sauce. The pasta was already kind of mushy, so the super sweet sauce was just the final straw. So what did? They all just had a good laugh and ordered a pizza. It's a great reminder that, hey, sometimes the smartest thing to do is just know when to cut your losses and start over. So we've seen how a mishap can be pretty funny, but what if a moment of pure, total embarrassment could actually change your life for the better? Let's dig into how an accident can actually spark a romance. Yeah, this love story doesn't start with a romantic dinner or a walk on the beach. Nope, it starts with a total disaster, right in the fruit aisle of a supermarket. Just look at how fast things can change. Maria's grocery bag breaks, apples go rolling everywhere. She is completely mortified. But then a stranger, this guy named Leo, just laughs kindly and starts helping her pick them up. That one simple moment of kindness, it sparked a conversation, which led to a coffee date, and just 1 year later, they're planning their wedding. It's amazing. And this was Leo's opening line. "You have very good taste in apples. These are very red." It's a little goofy, right? A little unexpected, but it was perfect because it was kind and it just completely broke the tension. It just goes to show you, you don't need some perfect, clever line. Sometimes just being present and friendly is all it takes to turn a total mess into a magical opportunity. All right, so we've gone from accidental romance to intentional planning. This conversation also gave us two totally different but equally effective ways to work towards a goal, whether it's something you need next month or something you're saving up for in the long run. First, let's look at a short-term goal. Emily's plan for the perfect wedding outfit. Instead of just vaguely going shopping, she breaks it down into these really manageable steps. And notice the details here. Not just any shoes, but flat shoes, so she doesn't sink into the grass. This isn't just about planning. It's about thinking ahead, anticipating problems. It turns what could be a really overwhelming task into a simple checklist. And then you've got Paul's long-term goal, a new bicycle. Now, his method isn't about one big push. It's all about small, consistent sacrifices. Every time he skips that expensive coffee or that fancy sandwich, boom, that money goes right into his bicycle jar. It's such a powerful way to see how those small daily decisions really add up over time to get you something big. And finally, let's talk about this powerful little secret that came up in the chat, a really simple trick to build the confidence you need for, well, any situation really. Social events, job interviews, just meeting new people. It might sound a little silly at first, but the technique is so effective. It's just rehearsing what you want to say while looking yourself right in the eye in a mirror. This simple act helps you get comfortable not just with the words, but with your own presence. It builds this sense of familiarity and calm. This is the exact script Paul practices. Hello, my name is Paul. It is a pleasure to meet you. The weather is very nice today, isn't it? It's simple, it's polite, it works anywhere. By rehearsing even a basic line like this, he's building a mental pathway. So when he's in a real social situation, he doesn't have to scramble for words. The script is already there, ready to go. It just proves that confidence isn't necessarily something you're born with. It's a skill you can build through practice.
So, what did this one conversation about cats and pasta really teach us? Well, we learned that a simple act of kindness, like offering someone a cookie, can solve problems way better than a formal meeting. We learned that an embarrassing moment, like spilling apples all over the floor, can actually be a huge opportunity in disguise. We saw that any goal is achievable if you have the right plan, and that confidence, it isn't some magic trait. It's a skill you can actually practice into existence.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? The wisdom we're all looking for is often right there, hidden in the stories we share with each other every single day. The only question is, are we listening for it? Thanks for joining.